Sean "Diddy" Combs and Luigi Mangione, an unexpected connection amid legal troubles. In an unexpected twist of fate, two of the most talked about individuals in recent news, Sean "Diddy" Combs, the legendary music mogul, and Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old Ivy League engineer accused of a heinous crime, have found themselves linked together in a most unusual way by their current incarceration at the Metropolitan Detention Centre, MDC, in Brooklyn, New York. While the reasons for their legal troubles are vastly different, their paths have converged in a way that no one could have predicted. Both men, once rising stars in their respective fields, now face charges that could change the course of their lives forever. Yet, it is their shared status as high-profile inmates held in the same facility under starkly different circumstances that has garnered public attention in recent weeks, and the crimes that led to their incarceration. The music mogul Combs has long been a household name thanks to his immense success in the entertainment industry, particularly through his label, Bad Boy Records. Combs, whose career has spanned decades, has amassed wealth and influence, but his recent legal troubles have shaken his empire to its core. On September 16th, he was arrested on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and engaging in prostitution. These serious allegations have left his fans and the public at large stunned, particularly considering Combs' stature in the music world. The charges came after a lengthy investigation into his business practices and personal relationships. In court, Combs has pleaded not guilty, maintaining his innocence despite the weight of the accusations against him. He was denied bail 3 times, a reflection of the seriousness of the charges and his perceived risk of flight. For now, he remains in confinement awaiting his trial, which is scheduled for May 2025. In contrast, Luigi Mangione's situation is far more recent but equally tragic. Mangione, a bright young engineer with a promising future, was extradited to New York City from Pennsylvania after being accused of the shocking murder of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. The crime, which allegedly took place on December 4th, has garnered widespread media attention. Mangione's motive remains unclear, and the young engineer's life has taken a dramatic turn since his arrest. He has been indicted on first-degree murder charges, and the authorities have also filed several federal charges against him, including charges related to stalking. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all charges and is scheduled for his next court appearance on February 21, 2025. However, like Combs, he remains in detention as he awaits his day in court. Mangione has been held in a special housing unit, SHU, at MDC, a facility designated for high-risk or vulnerable inmates. It is here that his life will intersect with Combs, albeit in an unexpected way. The Metropolitan Detention Centre, where fate intersects. The Metropolitan Detention Centre in Brooklyn, often described as one of the most secure detention facilities in New York City, is known for housing high-profile criminals, gang leaders, and individuals facing serious charges. It is here that both Combs and Mangione are being held, albeit on separate floors at the moment. While they have not been placed on the same floor yet, prison consultant Sam Mangione shared with Page 6 that at some point the two men will be on the same floor together. This connection between two of the most high-profile individuals currently incarcerated in the U.S. may seem like a curious and unlikely one. However, it serves to highlight the sometimes strange circumstances under which prominent figures find themselves facing similar fates, despite the vast differences in their backgrounds. Angel added that Mangione's current housing situation in the SHU is typical for someone facing severe charges such as first-degree murder. He noted that individuals who have been accused of violent crimes or who have been involved in high-profile cases are often placed in observation or solitary confinement to protect them from potential harm by other inmates. For now, Mangione remains in a holding pattern, awaiting his day in court and the eventual resolution of his case. His stay in the SHU is likely to be temporary, and once his status is determined, he may be moved to a different section of the facility. In the meantime, the young man will continue to deal with the gravity of his charges and the consequences that come with them. Meanwhile, Combs' legal team continues to fight his charges, and his trial is set to begin in May 2025. The music mogul is currently being held at MDC, where he is said to be receiving adequate treatment and is reportedly in good health. However, his situation remains uncertain, with the possibility that additional charges may arise as investigations continue. The psychological toll of high-profile incarceration. While the circumstances surrounding their imprisonment differ greatly, both Combs and Mangione are likely to experience similar psychological effects as they endure the strain of being held in one of the country's most notorious detention facilities. For high-profile inmates like Combs and Mangione, the psychological toll of incarceration is particularly intense. Public scrutiny, combined with the pressure of facing serious criminal charges, can lead to significant emotional distress. The isolation, separation from family, and loss of status and wealth are all factors that can contribute to feelings of despair and anxiety. In the case of Mangione, his life was once full of promise. A graduate of an Ivy League institution, he had built a reputation as a brilliant engineer with a promising career ahead of him. Now, accused of murdering a CEO, he faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars. The trauma of being incarcerated, combined with the shock of his fall from grace, is likely to have a lasting impact on his mental health. Similarly, Combs, whose career has spanned decades, now faces the public humiliation of being accused of serious crimes. His once glamorous lifestyle has been replaced by the cold, unforgiving reality of life behind bars. The pressures of maintaining his innocence, dealing with his legal team, and managing public relations can take a toll on even the most resilient individuals. The future of both men. As Combs and Mangione await their trials, their futures hang in the balance. For Combs, the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence looms large, particularly if he is convicted of the charges against him. His empire, which has spanned multiple industries, from music to fashion, could be permanently damaged by the allegations. Mangione, too, faces a bleak future if convicted of the murder of Brian Thompson. First-degree murder charges carry severe penalties, and if Mangione is found guilty, he could face a life sentence without the possibility of parole. For now, both men continue to await their fates at the Metropolitan Detention Centre. While they may be on separate floors for the time being, there is the possibility that their paths will cross in the future. Whether or not they interact during their time at MDC remains to be seen, but their shared experience as high-profile inmates is a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change and how fragile the line is between success and ruin. The connection between Sean Combs and Luigi Mangione is a powerful testament to the unpredictable nature of life and the justice system. It serves as a reminder that even the most successful and admired individuals are not immune to legal consequences. Only time will tell what fate holds for these two men. But one thing is certain, their stories will continue to captivate the public as they unfold. The public's fascination with high-profile inmates. The legal battles and personal tragedies of public figures like Sean Combs and Luigi Mangione are often met with a mixture of fascination and intrigue by the public. In the age of social media, where everyone's life is documented and scrutinized, the stories of these individuals are amplified to a global audience. Their trials become spectacles, their actions scrutinized, and their lives dissected by the media. This fascination is not limited to just their alleged crimes. It extends to the human drama of watching powerful, successful individuals fall from grace. The fall of a titan like Combs or a young genius like Mangione strikes a chord with the public because it reminds people that no one is above the law, no matter how influential or wealthy they may be. As both men continue their legal battles, their stories will undoubtedly continue to captivate the public's imagination. Whether they are ultimately convicted or acquitted, the story of their incarceration and the connection between their lives will be remembered as a strange twist of fate. The connection between Combs and Mangione may seem unusual, but it highlights the unexpected ways in which the paths of high-profile figures can intersect, even in the most unlikely of circumstances. As both await their trials, the world watches closely, eager to see how their stories will unfold and what lessons can be learned from their legal predicaments.